back at it again. I'm here with some of my favorite friends.
What good is God if you don't believe in Him? And what good is a gift if you don't receive it? What good is salvation if you don't confess?
Yeah, I can't
What good is a
the login Instagram right now.
if you don't have no test?
Do you see it?
To live and
Yeah,
have
it came on my Facebook.
Oh,
And my
I'm
Instagram.
leave.
I mean YouTube.
to live and have no meaning. In Him we live, we move, and we have our being.
The Sousa in the house.
So what good is it to live?
Good afternoon, the
There's
Sousa.
and have
Sousa.
no meaning?
There's Sousa. How you doing, man? I want to say shout out to the Sousa. Always supporting us. Queen, we love you. Queen, we love you. We love you. Without you, we wouldn't be nothing.
Good is love if there's no sacrifice. But good is a servant if he doesn't lay down his life. What profits a man to gain the world? And if he gains the world, he loses his soul, his soul, his soul.
Make sure you guys, when you come on in, make sure you hit the like. Have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's is going live. We had technical difficulties, so we like to go live one more time. And all the Instagram people, remember, come over to the radio and make sure you hit the like button and the notification button. Live each and every Monday, Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And now we just need some music ready to get started.
There we go.
Wonderful, man. Love that. Let's get it. Let's get it. I don't know if y'all wanted me to play the Instagram clips with Kel talking first before we go in.
Yes, do that. Go ahead as the people
Yeah, do
come in.
that. Go ahead.
Try to get confused.
To court fighting to see my children, fighting for visitation rights, and this has literally been going on for 7 years now, and it's been a spiritual battle for 7 years. And some man might be like, look, I'm throwing in the towel, I can't deal with this anymore, or giving up, or lost their faith in God. But I remain faithful, and I know God will reunite me with my children, and I have a joy in my heart because of that, and I have that peace because I'm giving it all to Christ. The growth spirit I'm currently going. I am happy to say right now, in the name of Jesus, I'm so happy right now to say that I've been seeing my children, and my children are back in my life, and I've been seeing them every week. It's been awesome. It's been beautiful. I'm loving every minute of it, and the kids are just so wonderful. They're just really good kids, and I just been showing them God's love, and I'm just thankful because only God could do this, and only God could have made this happen. And I just wanted to share with everybody what He has done, because it's people out there that have been praying for me, people that I haven't even met, that have been praying for me that saw the first video. So I just wanted to let you know that your prayers have been answered, and that God, when you have faith in God and when you have faith in Jesus, I am happy.
Yes, this is why I say this was very important. Why we should do an episode about this today. How Kel Mitchell finally get the series out there. Few years later, mind you, I think this is one of the situations a lot of black men face is not having the opportunity to see their kids. It's been a statement out there that's saying black fathers don't want to be in, which I totally disagree with. That even though the numbers does, a lot of black father after the woman gives birth, and even even the woman or even the child. But I kind of disagree. Kel Mitchell, the prime example of how is a father, especially right now, going in courts, trying to see their kids. And I think it's not being promoted. That this right here need to be highlighted, needs to be promoted seriously. Because remember, they say women always say, especially black women, they always say black father don't take up the responsibility of being in their kids' life. But as you can see, there's one black man and there's many others they find every day to be in these kids' lives. So I just want to know you guys' take on it. Of course, we're gonna go more in depth. What do you think about the situation with Kel Mitchell?
Let me take it. Well, me is this is my thing because I'm gonna go with the child is because my thing is it's like when Kel was was kind of out of the life at the time. At the time, he was really going through some things. I believe he was like homeless. He wasn't getting any gigs like that, and at the time, he really had no money. And he was going down a deep dark path. And then go ahead, Akeem.
Don't forget he was also on child support.
Yeah, also in child support. And the first marriage didn't work out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. So, there's some times in in a man's life, you're gonna have ups and downs like that. I'm pretty sure he wanted to tend to be this. Go ahead. Oh, my bad. But go ahead. But anyway, oh shit. But I'm pretty sure Ken was trying to, really try to get in his older child's life because y'all may not forget, Kel has other kids with his former marriage right now. I think he has two or three. So he's like I say, he's trying to rewrite his wrong by, being in a new marriage, being in his, his other kid's life. And I feel like with the child with the other mother with the other mother that he had, I just feel like she should have like really put it out there like that. Like stuff like that should be like indoors, family type of stuff. And I kind of feel like when she put it out like that, it's kind of a little bit of clout and try to really put her dad down. For some reason, I don't know why she would do that. But like Ryan said earlier, like I said, there are black men who are trying to get in their children's lives, either from being from another mother from a different marriage, or also trying to build in a family that Kel's trying to do right now, which he's currently married with I think he has two because with his wife that's currently. So to me, what her daughter put it out there, like I say, I think it's really for clout and try to put her daddy down. But my thing is like his daddy right now, he's like thriving as ever right now. He's preaching. He's still got gigs and all that type of stuff, and he's still trying to bring that family structure in his family right now. So for the bottom line is, I think Kel is really doing a phenomenal job. I think he's at his best place in his life right now, and he's just trying to try and do good of the life that he has right now. Try to be a good husband and try to be a good father to his kids. And I think he's doing a hell of a job. But you got Hakeem.
I agree with you 100%, brother, and I think you hit that on well. I want to come from the aspect of this. When a man is going through some things, we never hear his side of the story because we're not chatty patty like that. Most of the time, women are voicing their opinions. They're disgruntled about men, and you never hear the other side of the story. Now, the children are the victims of the whole situation, and then they're running with a narrative that the dad wasn't there and the dad wasn't here, not knowing in the back end people are fighting cases. Some men don't know the court system. They don't know how to file a motion or to get to even think to do that. And people be like, oh, that's not an excuse. Fine it. People are not knowledgeable like that. And this is why when we start to have this conversation, who benefits or who is in control when it's dealing with marriages and kids? We all know the courts deem that if you have a child, you have to give him with the woman by de facto. By de facto. And if you're a man, you have to go through hell or high water to get 100% custody, that's not very likely in most cases. There's something extreme that has to happen. You know what I mean? And I was reading the description at Shade Room where his ex-wife Tristan did not come to court, which led to a de facto custody case. So he'd be able to see him. So people have to understand, you hear one side of the story, he's a deadbeat, he ain't no good. The other side of the story, hey, I got receipts, I paid my child support, she said I can't see him when I want to. What do you, like you have to ask this question, what do you want us to do? Be slaves? You know what I mean? When things don't work out in a relationship and we break up, it has to go your way or the highway. Some men are so stressed out and so stressed out they say, hey, I'm just going to forget you and the kids. You have a lot of men like that. But statistically, go ahead. I'm going to end this with this. Statistically, and I was trying to look at blackdemographics.com, black fathers are more likely to be in their kids' life than white ones. I'm talking about from a statistic standpoint. So, what do you want us to do?
Now, there is sometimes where that the woman sometimes punishes the child because they got some form of envy towards the man or they dislike the man. And that's what's happening here. The father, see, one thing about men, I think people already know, most men love kids. Now, there is some men that don't love kids, especially in our community. There is some men that don't care because of the spite of the mother. But when you see the statistics and when you see Kel Mitchell, who's actually out here trying to fight for the kids, and not only that, but I also know another guy who is a content creator, and he talks about how he literally had to fight his baby mama to get his kids. It just shows you that do men really do hate their kids, or really a woman towards the man because they despite that man.
My brother, you're hitting points. Women would, Jordan, and I just want to put this one point. Women will put a man in a peculiar situation where it comes to a point where he can't even come see the jit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'll give you another reason too. Looking at the picture of Kel and her daughter, the daughter looks like more like Kel than she does the mom. And I feel like sometimes women, they might say sometimes when they look at the kid, they see more of their father features, facial features than their mother's features. And I feel like somewhere they get envy of that because sometimes they don't have more of their features other than father's features. Because when you see them, is when you see a daughter, you kind of see their father as a resemblance more than it looks like their mother.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes women
No,
they
that's true.
envy
I would say
that.
a well-integrated woman would know, like, hey, at the end of the day, even though I dislike this man or I want to be in this man's life, I still want to be there. I still want him to be there for his kids. But a lot of men today, even I know, like Jabari was one person that used to work in the court system, and he told me we used to have the conversation about how the fact a lot of men dealing with the child support, and they go out there crying.
Mm-hmm.
After they done crying, they say, you know, the kids, because he's not putting me on child support.
There's so many cases like that. There's one where a guy, he gets his check is only $12. After they take everything, you expect for him how much? Where he gets the money to even come see the jet? You think he's going to be happy to look at a child that's taking everything he got? You think that's going to fill him up with joy? And some people, you know what I mean, women who are nurturers, they're going to say, hey, you just need to be happy. But you got to see it from a man perspective as well. Sometimes it's not like we don't love our kids. It's not like we don't want to be there. But when it's not favorable for you, and you see people going to long custody battles, and let me tell you something: these custody lawyers, they run them numbers up, baby. $100 an hour, $200-300 an hour. I've heard one case where a guy financially went broke, sold his house, just tried to get the kids back, still ain't won the case.
Whoa.
So we in those type of situations, and I know this is a touchy subject because even if women would hear us, they're gonna always stick for the women's side, and I expect you to do that because you know what I mean. But you also got to understand too on the man end why you think a lot of men are turning to become incels. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to get married because they're scared of what the outcome is, and it's not about putting your mindset to bringing that on. That people change. You don't know that the person, your high school sweetheart, changed on you over time. You feel me?
Now, Hakeem, you might disagree with me on what I'm about to say. I don't think everybody should have kids.
I don't disagree with you on that.
No, I don't disagree either. I think it's factual. Some people should not have kids.
No.
Some people should have like kids, especially in our community, the black community. To me, them having kids is bringing more harm than good. It's bringing more harm than good because, mind you, they can't physically afford it. There's some that don't have the capability to handle it. So that's what I'm saying, like someone like Kel Mitchell to go out there and fight the court system, talk to his baby mama, and do what he gotta do to see his kids. It's very small. It's a very small number. Now, the majority of men that's in that situation, majority of them will leave the situation. They were like, "Nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry."
Facts.
Go ahead.
I was agreeing with you. I was just saying facts. You know, from a scope, when we look at this whole playing field, and this all goes back to the relationship you have with the woman you have kids with, and did y'all amicably leave? Did y'all are co-parenting well? Or she still disgruntled that the relationship didn't work? Or is there anything that made it to the point where she just wants to see you suffer? There's so many ways of talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So many ways of going about it and trying to understand where you say to yourself, hey, you know, I want to make sure that, you know what I mean, we too legit with this stuff. But sometimes it just don't work out. You never know the way your partner is going to act in serious situation. And that one of them is having a kid. The next one is getting married. You know what I mean? People change after certain high points of your life start going, and they start to change, and they start to get into their emotions and get into their mentals. They start hanging around different people. They start to get this thing and say, hey, I don't think you're loving me hard enough. I don't think you're doing this enough. Which just says to them, hey, I might as well just be a caveman.
Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Kel Mitchell's daughter stated that he never came to try to come see her. That's why why this whole thing expired because of the fact she was saying how he never spent time with her, he never came to see her, but she didn't remember child, but she didn't know the back end that he was actually fighting for the right to come see you. And that's what kids are facing today because they blame the father. They blame the father for everything. Dad, you didn't come see me. I called you, you didn't answer, but they don't know the true story. That's why I had to grow up. When I started growing up, and when I got into manhood, I started seeing that most of the stuff when you see as a child, sometimes your opinion and the stuff that you thought you was right, you was actually like, understand that. Wait a minute, to be a father in America, especially a black father, it's not easy, bro. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it's important. I think Kel did, but I think it's important if when you go on this course and you find, I think it's very, very important to make sure you keep your receipts, from years and years and years. So when the child is able to growing up and have maybe a serious conversation, have a serious logical conversation about, why he wasn't there or that type of stuff. A man should have the receipts to say, hey, I have documents. I've been trying to doing this. I've been doing that. Just show the documents and everything. Like, hey, I've been trying my best. And here's my receipts. I'm showing you, hey, I've been doing the best as I can. But fortunately, the court usually always wins.
Yeah. Studies show that the court always wins, especially when it comes to a man and a woman. You already know the court always favors a woman on certain aspects. Not all the time, but on certain aspects, they always favor the woman, especially when it comes to the aspect of a child. Now, there have been times that a woman would take a man to court because she's trying to get some form of resources from that man. If a man's making good money, see, Kel Mitchell, remember he was on, I think he was on All That. He was doing movies, he was doing a reality show, so he has some form of resources. So who knows? You're speculating, but who actually knows that the baby mama was actually money? And to get back at him, use the kid. And at the end of the day, I've seen some women don't understand the kids suffer and the man suffer even more because some men do want to be in their kids' lives.
Yeah. And the thing is, when the kid suffers, that's certain traumas that a kid can avoid. But by doing that, it's a trauma to the kid, and that can affect the kid, long term, all the way up to adulthood. And so sometimes that can affect all long to adulthood. They don't think about, getting therapy to fix it. They just say, hey, it is what it is. And, that's the kind of troubling thing about that. It's, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
But
definitely.
Go ahead, Cam. You
I also say that therapy is a big thing. And therapy when you and your significant other break up, therapy for the kids in the midst of the divorce, therapy even after the divorce and years has gone by to still help to try to co-parent better, to try to make sure things are on the up and up, where the kids are not the one who are losing in this one. You feel me? The kids are always going to lose. Mm-hmm. They're always going to lose. So it's like I just prayed that Kel Mitchell's situation would be a situation where, when you're dealing with somebody, you have a proper way of, if the relationship doesn't work, y'all can still amicably be there. And it doesn't have to be to the point where a man has to yield to 100% of your demands. Things can always just go the one-sided thing. It's going to make the relationship uneven. You will cause the love to not be authentic after a while. I've seen that happen with men and with kids. And you have women would say, hell, you should just deal with it and don't worry about it. How you expect a man to deal with it when he's constant under pressure, constant his boot on his neck? You feel me? So I just want you to see it from that perspective. When a person feel like there's nothing else for him to do and everything is being taken away. There was a guy who was on a white dude who was on Facebook, got into a confrontation with his wife. Wife called police. He said he didn't hit his wife. He went on Facebook the next day and killed himself. You remember that? I think we covered that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We covered it. We covered it. Yeah, the Sousa said it depends what happened in a relationship. People are emotional.
Yes. They are, but also talk about culture in a sense too. And I know this is kind of an offensive question when it comes to dealing with when it comes to culture in a sense, because here in America, regardless of what ethnic background you are, if you subscribe to American values, you really have no culture, because the American values can go any other way compared to African values, compared to the Hispanic values, where family means everything, where the uncle, the brother, the sister, the chief of the tribe are getting involved to make an amicable situation. As far as, hey, you're not with this lady no more, she's not with you, he's get to have a right to come see his child, and you have to pay for the child's school fees and other expenses. It's split down the middle. I've seen this. I've seen this done. Go ahead.
No, I want to say I won't be honest with you with the Kel Mitchell situation. This is what his daughter said. This is what she stated. She stated this. She said, "I'm done being silent." This was in 2022, last year, December 29th, 2022. She stated, "I'm done being silent. My father is the type of man to fake it as he was in my life, but he's not. He was there financially."
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, Hakeem, she said he was there financially, but he wasn't actually there present. But
do she see how her mama was online? How her mama was dissing him, spewing all types of that online?
No.
You know what I mean? That's, even if you there financially, it's still not enough. Yo, sometimes that's the best some men can do. There's certain things it's unbearable to deal with certain people. Is this? The Sousa has a good one here.
The Sousa said, "Get a prenup, write everything down, even custody arrangement." She's absolutely right on that too.
Listen,
right.
there's Sousa in America. There's cases where they'll show you that some of these prenups ain't even valid in court. If you can show that you was in duress when you signed that prenup, it'll get thrown out.
Yeah. And one thing, go ahead, King.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
And the thing, one thing that's Kel Mitchell started is I don't think she has no idea what she's doing. It's like once she's just older, it's like you're gonna call friction with your other siblings too, your other brothers and sisters too when they get older, because you're gonna feel like, since Kel has been in their lives, your siblings' lives, you're gonna feel some type of way. And you're gonna feel like, I feel like, my siblings say, oh, I feel like you guys are better than me because my father was there. But he wasn't there for me. And it's gonna cause friction. And when you call friction like that, that's gonna be tough.
It's tough now. Some aspect, I would say it could be in some form of arrangement and aspect. Sometimes the money, I don't want to see you, just give me the money and I use it for the daughter. Now, saying Mitchell daughter, she is stating that the fact that when she was in college, she felt like she was homeless because she used to go when she needed help financially. He wasn't even there. I'm just going by what she's saying because I'm reading the article, and from the article on page 6. That's what they say. She literally said that she felt like when she was in college, she was homeless. She went to go see her father, like, hey, I need some help, and she said he wasn't even present. He didn't even try to help her.
But I thought she said he was there financially.
What your stance? I think as a child, he was there financially.
So here's this thing too, and let's take this for after a certain.
And she also, hold on, one more point. Hold on, Hakeem. One more. She also stated he being a father is not only being there financially, but being there emotionally. What the Sousa was saying. But go ahead.
De Sousa, you're 100% right, Queen. You're 100% right. And I want to say this, De Sousa. in America, there's laws and ways to make it where the father can't even come see you, and the woman gets the check, and the child goes to have disdain for the father. I'm only speaking of experiences that I know, and the chokehold that it had on certain friends that I had, and there was no other way for these people to even get out to get their situation done or better because the woman was in control. It's scary. You know what I mean? It's so scary where a woman could control your own child that look like you and make them hate you and despise you. And the child will run with a narrative like, you wasn't there for me. You wasn't there for me. You talking to me like a boy. I'm a man now. There's constant situations like that. I feel for the child and I feel for the father. Who is right? Who is wrong? Everything is a case-by-case situation. Some dudes are freaking deadbeats. Some dudes are freaking deadbeats. Some dudes do not care. Those are double D Johns.
Mm-hmm.
But the good ones who get ran through the ringer and squeezed out, like squeezed the dirty water out and hung on the line, they're fighting for their life out here, man. They just want to be with their daughter, their son. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to go about this. What can we do to change the narrative? You know what I mean? Change the narrative to help.
The only way we could change the narrative, I think man needed more strong-minded when you go to court, and don't allow the court to dictate how to run your life, especially when it comes to your kids. I think when a man automatically go to a court system or they in court, they automatically become a boy, and they let the lawyer do all the negotiation and all the talking. I think man need to stop allowing the lawyers to talk and allow themselves to start talking. Because I know one thing is black women always stated that the black man is not being strong, the black man is not strong-minded, the black man don't stand on nothing. So when we start standing on something, it's gonna be a different result. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I would say, Kai, that's hard to do because it's like the court, it's like the environment we going in the court system. It's like the environment. It's built for men to fail, and it's because this from what I'm hearing, and just hear from one of my best friends, see what he's going through with his custody battle. And he's a white man, and he's telling me that he's going to court. It's like every time he goes in, he feel like he's he has a shot. Because he's trying to get his child support lowered, but the thing is, it's like he's trying to do it, and but the thing is, it always tells probably either you got to pay a little bit more or pay the same. And mind you, he lives in a different state from where his kids are at, and there's sometimes he'll go on Zoom calls to go to court system like that, and then he'll make a case of seeing if he gets his child support lowered. But the thing is, the other state where the baby mama's living in, I think she still lives in Michigan. As long as, it's like she doesn't even have to work.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that she doesn't have to work. She can have a minimum wage job. As long as she has a minimum wage job that she needs, that probably needs help with the kids. As long as she stays at that level, because I believe she's in a relationship with a guy who makes more than her. But as long as she's kind of stays with a job, it's like a minimum wage job. He still has to pay child support. So she's staying in that job till the 18. Once the kids get older, then she can say, hey, okay, I'm on child support. And so there are some women who will stay at a minimum wage job just to get at the father to pay child support. Or sometimes a woman who has a high paying job will go to a minimum wage job just to get at the father to get child support.
Facts. Now, D'Souza hit two comments out the box that I need to address, which was she said men have to support each other to try to change the law. That's facts. And we also need women to support us who want to make it accessible for their fathers to come see the kids. You know what I mean? Because the power's in your hands. You feel me? And another thing is another thing she said is not having kids with strangers discipline. Jordan, is she telling the truth on this?
She is knocking it right up the park.
Right
She's
out
so
the
like a
park.
man.
Basically. And listen, it's just, you just can't willy-nilly give your seed to every woman. It could be a nightmare for 18 years.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. People don't agree with Cynthia G. I actually agree with Cynthia G on the aspect. I think women need to start selective breeding. I don't think they should just sleep with anybody and have kids with anybody, because this is what's causing the question to favor the woman. Because now, if she, let's say for example, she get a Ray and a Ray, she know a Ray is no good. She have a child but on headache to financially support that child, also be there for that child. So women need to be more conscious and careful when they have kids with. Now, if you have a kid, let's say for someone like Kel Mitchell, who like financially is established because remember he was on all that. He do reality show, he do preaching. Not only that, he's a pastor now. If I'm not mistaken, he's up now. He literally changed his whole life around. That's okay to have a child because you see that he's going to be there for his child and he's going to be well disciplined. Now, I don't think you know the whole true backstory, because as a parent, you want to protect the child. You don't want to tell the child anything that make the child end up hating their mother.
I get it. And I also think that women that need to stop doing is when they are pregnant, they have the option to get an abortion or not. It depends on what state you in. So I feel like there's some women, they think like they will keep the child to order to say, hey, if I keep the child, he's gonna be with me. And sometimes that's not the case. If that was the case, he would have married you, and y'all would have, and he would have kept you. But there's some women think, who's not married or just got a child of wedlock. It's like, oh, if I keep the child, he's gonna stick with me, and that's not really always the case. That's why we kind of push up marriage of being in a family structure. So when a woman gets married to a husband, of course he's gonna stay because he's for family. He's for the family structure. He's gonna be there for you. He's gonna be there for the child. And I don't think a lot of women don't understand that.
No, 100%. And we talk. At the end of the day, it's all about the kids. And what are we going to do to make the kids happy? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And you as a woman, you have to be able to make a decision where even you might have to take an L. And some L's is not that. And because there's something videos online that are just hurtful. You know what I mean? Like I seen one on TikTok the other day where a young boy was talking and the man would say, talk to your mama. Talk to your mama. Your mama went down there to court and said she wanted more money. I'm not coming to get y'all no more. Talk to your mama. Talk to your mama. I was about to come get y'all, but she went down to the court and said she wanted more money. And now this and this. Talk to your mama. I'm not coming to get down no more. Sweetheart, for a couple extra dollars, you just damage your child's thing. And if that's what the guy can only give you, and you want to try to force him to do better, sometimes that's not going to work. As long as your kid is happy, you just have to supplement that from some other stuff. You feel me? Basically,
And I think people also don't realize too, divorce hurt the kids. Divorce spouse hurt the kids. I'm gonna say it again. Divorcing your spouse, man or woman, hurt at the long haul. Kids normally do better when they have two parents in the household. When the household is divided, can be fails in society. They don't do well. And people can go against that. Of course, you can go against that. But the bit is stating that majority of kids prosper when they have two parents in the household. The twins said, "Come on, I don't know you read it." The twins said, me and Equate talked about how his ex-wife didn't want to divorce him because of a certain lifestyle she was used to.
Yep.
Go ahead, I can't do no more there.
I remember that, and me and the twins, we did talk about that, and she wanted to stay like that. And as the kid turned 18, she went back online and saying that he leaving us homeless. No, the kid's 18. I heard what Earthquake said. Earthquake said, hey, there's a room in a Mercedes, and there's a room in an Escalade truck here for him, but we're not together anymore. So that's a whole nother situation. Like, sometimes if it's not working with you and the guy that's not working, and you got to plan your exit. And if he was able, and mind you, he had overpaid his child support, and she was mad about that. Overpaid. He paid it early. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like he was very fortunate because most people are not able to do that. And you know, those consistent checks she was getting, it's on you. Listen, your poor planning should be another person's emergency. That was T.K. Kirkland saying. If you got to become a flight attendant so you can pay for your 1-bedroom apartment in South Central, that's you. We can't help that. Like, you know what I mean? He's in Calabasas. He's making money. He's doing that. You wasn't able to hit him where it hurts because the majority of them assets he got was before you got there. You had a baby with him. He paid the child support. When the kid turned 18, now you dead. That happened to Nas' baby mama. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Nas' baby mama, the first one, Destiny Mom, and this is not 100% fact. She was getting hundreds and hundreds of money and then end up bouncing around from couch to couch. I think she's end up, and I'm not sure about this information, she's probably living with her daughter because the daughter's financially set. Nas made her executive producer on album. The daughter is set. Nas have taken care of all of them. But when you go ahead and listen, you probably could have been in a better situation if you ain't put these dudes on child support. Because the dude still came and support his kids even after that. Child support ain't always the answer, man. And getting
remember the court system. I can't be speaking facts, but remember the court system is like it doesn't. The number one thing about the court system, it always do harm to the black man, to the black folk.
Oh Lord, Jesus, preach.
It always do harm. Like we will bring, I guarantee you, we'll bring a baby father on the show. Ask him what the number one thing he's gonna say: court system failed. Even if you have his book together, we pay diapers, even if we pay medicine, even if we there at the hospital, the court system will automatically side with the woman. And the war is necessarily right in the head or even necessarily right at all. That's the problem.
You're 100% right.
Hating the father. I think DMS kid hated him. Kel Mitchell daughter hated him at one point. I can give you the list after list after list. We give you so many lists. Look at 50 Cent and his son. You see, they having that battle right now. Go ahead.
You're on mute, I think.
Jordan, you're on mute. No, I was telling Jordan he's still on mute.
You're on mute.
Your audio is still on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go. So now I was saying back to 50 Cent and Marquise, 50 Cent's son, Marquise. Man, Marquise' mom, man, he got that look, Marquise' son wrapped around her finger because all he does, Marquise listens to the mom, but he never ever listened to 50 Cent's side of the story. It's always the mom's side of the story.
Yep.
And the thing is, it's like 50 Cent was giving him chances and chances and chances and chances, but Marquise just didn't want to listen to him. He just want to listen to the mom. That's one of the major issues we have in a situation like with baby mama drama is that.
Now you're 100% right on that, and I think that even now, as an older kid, Marquise is trying to reconnect, but it's too late. You know what I mean? It's too late for that, and this is the effects of the mama controlling the kids and keeping them away for the black fathers. But I wanted to show something here, where this point that I wanted to put out there, so people can know that. And a lot of people might not agree. This blackdemographics.com. You can go there. It says 58% of black fathers live with one or more of their children, and even a large majority, 72% of black fathers, talk with their children about things that happen throughout the day, several times a week and more, whether they live with the children or not. So 72% of them speak to them on the regular. 58% live in the child. And when they say 58%, that we talking about the stepdaddies too. We talking about the stepdaddies. So you're telling me only 30%, which are the double D Johns, who are not talking to their kids. Like I want you to look at it. Living with two parents, 38%. Black children living with parents, 42%. Mother only, 46%. Now here's the thing: 70% total children in the United States are with their parents, 21%. You feel? Oh look, living with father only, 5%. Living with neither parent. So we can't say that grandmothers are taking the kids. It's a small percentage of that. You feel me? Because you know that used to be a narrative. You feel what I'm saying? That used to be a narrative. Oh, the grandmama raising them. The grandmama raising them, you know what I'm saying? And the grandmama ain't not all grandmothers are doing that.
Yeah, that's a good stat.
Yeah. So we're talking about, and listen here, you want to know something? I want to ask Kel Mitchell's daughter is, if he wasn't physically there, did he call you often? Did he call you often, Queen? Did he? Huh?
She said he wasn't emotionally there, so maybe not. I think he probably just there financially. Because remember, we were dealing with the court battle. Have a receiver.
Man, shout outs to Colombia. Salute, shout outs to Colombia. Susanna, shout out to my Colombian.
Yeah. Shout out.
Hey,
we got Colombia. We got Hakeem and Jordan. You have Colombia watching.
Colombia, Bogota, Medellin,
yes, sir.
Cartagena. We love Colombia. We love Colombian soccer too. We got a lot of Colombians here in Miami. They represent hard. And we can even go.
But like you were saying, how you go there?
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, when we look at this from a perspective of just from black fathers from the outside looking in, because you know I'm not a father. All of us here not a father. Hopefully we are. We know what it takes and we know what it takes and the sacrifice it takes to become a father. I know my dad used to have talks with me and tell me how you don't know what I got to go through just to be here with you and to function as a man and deal with everything going. You know what I mean? And nobody never asked the black fathers how they're going through, what weight is on his shoulders. You know what I mean? Or what he has to do to this. Because here's the thing, our value in America and amongst society is what we can produce. How financially we can put people in. When that's stripping away for us, nobody really consider us to be anything. Now, mind you, we're talking about in America. That's different from out the country, no? Because let me tell you something, out the country, you're a good man, And usually when you're a good man, you're going to go out there and do what you got to do. They respect you by morals and characters. That's why I say I look at the fathers of third world countries and wonder about that. And be like, hey, are they going through what they're going, or going through what we're going through? Think about it. You know, so look at it. We got 10 more minutes till we out of here, people. If you got any questions, drop questions in the chat. Drop some questions in the chat. We only got 10 more minutes. We do not do struggle streams. You feel me? I don't know how them dudes is able to sit on the chair for 2-3 hours and I have to go take a leaky leak. You know what I mean? Because the faucet handle can't get broken.
Unless they're wearing diapers.
Ooh. Ooh. So, you know what I mean? Just ask this question, or, you know what I mean? If you have something to state about just Kel Mitchell, what do you think about the whole thing? You said, do you agree with him? Do you think he's telling the truth? Do you believe the daughter? Do you believe the baby mama? You know what I mean? Like, tell us how you feel about it. Tell us, are we seeing it from a different perspective? Because we want to see it from a woman perspective. We want to try to understand from where you're coming from. And we know that not all things fit for everything. That's why life is a la correct. There's different plates of food where you can pick. You know what I mean? So this situation I'm talking about is not for everybody. And you know what I mean? And not all women are like that. You know, but there's some women who don't put people on child support at all. Some women who actively try to, but then you got some women who make it hard. You know? So let us know what you think, how you feel, what it is. What does that say? Let me pull up my translator. Put up my translator. Hold on. Spanish. For Spanish.
Colombians don't know what we're saying.
Hey, we might have to do
some prayer reach. I don't know. Audio still cutting in and out
From the YouTube. Not on the restream, but on the YouTube, because I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Oh, she said, I love your program. Thank you so much, Susanna.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You know, and Susanna, we love La Familia. All we care about is La Familia. All we care about is bringing family together, bringing the community together. You know what I mean? No matter where you're from, whatever part in the world, we take different points from where you're from. This is why we love the Hispanic community, especially culturally. Hispanic community, culturally, the Hispanic fathers are actively involved in their kids, like actively. You feel me? And I'm not saying we already know black fathers or none of that. So we take different points from different cultures. You know what I'm saying? And to try to point out what can we do wrong. And I know a lot of people don't like to look at other cultures, but let me tell you something. We all one family. You know what I mean? We're all one family, and we all can learn from each other. And what we can do is best. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we can learn. We can be better men, better fathers, better husbands, better wives. You know what I'm trying to say? And listen here, we know there's a lot of beautiful wives in Colombia. A lot of beautiful wives in Colombia. A lot of beautiful wives in Panama and all these places. You know what I'm saying? So we know there's good mother figures here too. I don't want the narrative to think that there's not good mothers here. You know what I mean? There's not here. There's good mothers in Switzerland where our girl De Sousa's at. You know what I mean? De Sousa, I know you're going to be a great mom and a great wife and a supportive woman. You know what I'm saying? You support us and we want to support you, Queen. And this is about working together. That's why I say as simple as us not getting along is going to be our biggest issue. That's our biggest issue. We work well together. We work well together. We're the most powerful together. Without a community, you have nothing. Without family, you have nothing. Without marriages, you have nothing. Go ahead, brothers. Let me pop some tongues, because that get hey, that redhead gave me a heartburn. My cousin hey, I might go over there and get me 2 Alka-Seltzers.
But yeah, you did the mic talk, man. Everything you saying was 100% factual, yo. I agree with you 100%.
My brother, sometimes I feel like I have survival's guilt. You want to know why? The brothers who I love, who they didn't have what I have, because my father been in my life all my life, and I can't even fathom what my other brothers are going through who didn't have their daddy in their life. That shit kill me inside, because I want you to have what I have. So I got to see it from your perspective on you having to go through that, not knowing that your daddy wasn't here and knowing that you was not the problem. So it's survival's guilt for me, because I said, shit, my daddy been here. He's been a stomp down foreigner. Mind you, people, let's get this straight. My daddy's an immigrant. I don't know if it was culture, because we know some people in my culture is a deadbeat too. I think it was something individual in him. He said, okay, I can't just run off on these kids. Sometimes when relationships don't work, the fathers had to separate, but when you're amicably there, because I know some good men who was with some good women, they're not together, and they was able to co-parent well. And,
right.
and the woman still stuck. My cousin, for an example, she wasn't with her husband. They were still best of friends. He took care of his kids. Loved his kids up until he died. The niggas know who I'm talking about in the chat. My cousin. That's an example I've seen of well. And that's what I say. So when I say I got survival's guilt, because I said to myself, what my daddy provided for me, I want to provide it for my own kids and kids that are not my kids. This is why, and to be honest with you, I've even changed my stance on single motherhood. I've even changed my stance on single mothers. Because you want to know why? These kids need help out here. You feel me? These kids need help. Am I going to blame the Double D John? Yes, I still will. But then I say that should I be a mentor? Or I should be able to be a daddy to all you little niggas. To let you know that you're not going to do what you want. And I'm going to make you a man here.
Facts.
I want to shout out.
Big facts.
Yeah. I want to shout out the men who are not my fathers, who play surrogate father roles. Serge, Jack, Mr. George Kelly from the culinary department. Hakeem, the Hakeem, he's a limo driver in Boston. These are guys who play surrogate father roles, even though I had my own daddy. And I know, and I want to ask y'all guys, y'all probably had surrogate fathers who kind of stirred y'all to that right place. You know, can I tell you something?
Correct.
And I want y'all to, it was Serge Jean who told me that, hey, you have a voice for radio. You need to focus into that. And I was always scared. But this was somebody who said, hey, I see you could do something in public speaking. You should focus on that. This was a nigga I worked with 20 years ago. This was a nigga I worked with. He was an older man 20 years ago. And listen, matter of fact, I was so fucked up. I used to spend all my money and had no money for lunch. He used to buy me lunch. And he had his own son at home, but was treating me like his son at work, was buying me and my other homeboy lunch. Some niggas are just naturally fathers like that. Natural. Shout out to, first, let's give a shout out to St. Joshua Fig Farm He's a new subscriber. Joshua, we love you. And here's what he had to say on this one. He say, the part is pure religion and undefined by God, and the Father is just to visit fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself upon. Oh, yeah. That's powerful right there. You know that verse, Jordan?
Yeah, I know that verse. That's an important verse. He is spot on. Spot on.
Joshua Fig Farm. You just
He
not
is.
one out the
Spot
bark
on.
one. You just not one out the bark. And I think we need to read. Hey, listen, Fresh Sounds Florida. Did Fig Farm hit it out the box with this verse? I need you in the chat. The part is pure religion and undefined, underfilled before God and his Father to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction to keep himself unspotted from the world.
Facts.
You could tell somebody
Great
like
facts.
that. You could tell somebody like Mr. Fig Farm, he must play a father role to a lot of young niggas. Because ain't nobody who with that much wisdom is not spreading joy. Those are heavy. You're right. Those are heavy words. Joshua Fig Farm, those are heavy words. This is why I don't care about the numbers half the time. All you need, listen, all you need is a good one. Listen, we got 5 or we got 500. All you need is one for a good sermon. And this will be up for the kids to listen to later. So, fellas, I don't know your last words. I'm you know what I mean? I'm with a heavy heart with what Mr. Fig Farm said.
I already know. It sounds like it took the wind out of you. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like. I do apologize for my end with the audio issue. I got to do it. So I'm still trying to figure things out. I don't know if it has because I'm on Google Chrome. I probably play this part. Yeah, I talk to a lot of young people too as well. So
he volunteers at a shelter.
To me, I love the youth.
Lot of lost young ones. Brother, may God bless you, and I pray he fills you with nothing but abundance. Because that's an unselfish choice you made. I love that.
Yeah.
A lot of people
yes.
Yeah. That's a long listen. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. St. Joshua Fig Farm, and God is my witness. And hope this recording stays here. And Fig Farm, I've always had a dream, and hopefully we can all, and maybe wherever you at, Mr. Fig Farm, if we get to the financial point, I want to create a homeless shelter for young men to train them and get them off the streets. That's my dream. That's my dream, to father the fatherless, because there's a lot of young men that we could save, and I wanted to create a because there are no homeless shelters for men, for young men. We know that, and I want to try to create a prototype that we can duplicate in other states with training programs, how to dress, suits, cut their hair to make a productive citizen. So maybe in the future, if we get to that financial point, we'll build shelters for young men and treat them like that. So those are my last words. I don't know if you got anything to say. We'll play a song. We'll play a song as we end the show. Y'all got any
last word is I think more black fathers need to be in their black kids' life. I think black fathers need to stand up to the court system and not be afraid now or to back down. That's my final words. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I concur with you, sir, Ronnie. Just keep on the good fight. We have to, especially as black men, we got to band together. And if we got to fight to change laws, let's change laws. Even if it's local, state, federal, whatever. We just got to do what we need to do. That's my final thoughts.
Definitely. There's a song I'm going to play. It's called "Love Your Life." We're going to end it. Oh, hold on. The Sousa has with rental clothes for job interviews. Yes, the Sousa. We can add that to this plan. The Sousa. If we can get the money and get this and get to the point, we'll all join on this fight together. We'll all join on this fight together. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us, and we're gonna play our ending song and keep it moving.
Da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 ba. One time for your mind. We're gonna do it like this. Check it. I was raised up in the worst condition, stuck up in the hood where the fools don't listen. Project hallways, chilling with the mistress, smoking blunts. Damn, I got a cloudy vision. Mama said, follow God, I ain't wanna listen. Find my way back into Muhammad's temple. Life's hard, but I ain't really got an issue. Even though I'm broke and I messed up my transmission. Man, listen, this is for my people with no damn vision. Love life, but a player ain't got no ambition. Hot enough for your boy, get up out that damn kitchen. Too much crime and they wonder why my man's missing. The love lost and ain't nobody wanna listen. We just tryna live and they wonder why they wanna kill us. Time heals all wounds. Allah, please come get us back to that promised land. Tryna find Muhammad land. I tell my homie, gotta love his life. Even though it's hard, you gotta love your life. I told the ladies, gotta keep it tight. Love your body first, no need a man tonight. I told my mama I'ma be alright. I'll be home soon, gotta get this money right. I tell the world I don't wanna fight. If you don't love me, I'll be down to ride. Looking for love, find them in the wrong places. Broken hearts, kept my tears in glass vases. Grow roses in them, petal turns to black faces. The death is real, saw what happened to Freddie Grayson. Cities are burning, told my people don't swallow hatred. I'm losing faith, the pastor told me no one can save us. I'm chasing darkness, but all I want is some sunshine. A little love, some drinks, having some good time. Bumping some music, listening to some good rhymes. A good line, boy, I'm trying to get mine. She fine wine, hope her brother don't lose time. On loose mind, Max said don't lose life. I'm on a mission to show my people a new light. God is forever, hope you fools do right. God is forever, hope you fools do right. God is forever, hope you fools do right. I tell my homie, gotta love his life. Even though it's hard, you gotta love your life. I told the ladies, gotta keep it tight. Love your body first, no need a man tonight. I told my mama I'ma be alright. I'll be home soon, gotta get this money right. I tell the world I don't wanna fight. If you don't love me, I'll be down to ride.
Y'all gotta love your life. Put God first. Tell the people who you love, I love them every day because tomorrow is not promised. R.I.P. to the real ones. I want to thank y'all.
How we get down, man. Thank you for tuning in to Kel Culture Radio. Man, we over out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.